Hello, this is Donnie. I am part of the group for the text-based adventure. Right now we have the main people in my group, Michael, Steven, and Real, finished the code last night. I provided some help, but I have to give it to them. They were able to make this game entirely. I feel like I just piggybacked off them. So, for our text-based adventure, you are a knight of the Kingdom of Abbott, and you have a peace treaty that you have to deliver to the Kingdom of Costella. If you do not choose the correct path in the game, you will fail, and the kingdoms will dissolve into war. So as you can see, we have a multitude of options before us as we start. Welcome to the Kingdom of Abbott. You are a knight sworn to your loyalty of the king. You must deliver a message to the Kingdom of Costella, which contains a peace treaty. For 1,000 years, the two kingdoms have been at war with one another, causing devastation and destruction. With this message, it may be possible that the two kingdoms will finally come together in harmony. Now it is time to start your journey and go throughout the land. As you see, we have 4 options before us: north, south, east, and west. If we click north, we see more text. When you look to the north, you see the path before you paved with cobblestone and beaten down by stallion hooves that have trampled the land. You feel a cool breeze hit your breath, and feel yourself relaxing. The Kingdom of Costella lies this way. If you click no, you can go back and hit any of the other options. If you click south, when you look to the south, you see the path you came upon. Longingly, you realize that it will be a long time before you make it back home, if you even make it back home. You could turn back and head to your house, but doing this will cause the peace talks between the two kingdoms to cease, and war will start anew. You can click no. When you look to the east, you see the tall grass fields flailing around in the wind, with rolls of hay being built in the distance by hard-working farmers. You could cut through the field, perhaps, and ask the farmers questions about Costella themselves, but you risk losing valuable time in delivering your message. West. When you look to the west, you see a crooked wooden fence that covers an immense range of the field, stretching as far as the horizon. Inside, you see a wide variety of animals, such as cows, horses, goats, and pigs. The farm life itself seems happy and content, the warm summer sun beaming down on them. Perhaps you could enjoy petting the farm animals before you head on to Costella. If you click yes, you pet the cow. That was nice. Now it's time to begin our journey heading northbound. When you walk north and come to a fork in the road, to the west there is a dark and imposing forest. To the east there is a rolling green meadow as far as the eye can see. If you look to the horizon, you see what seems to be the tops of a few buildings. Which way will you go? Let's go east to see what happens. You head east through the meadow. It's a long walk, but the breeze is light. After making camp for one night, you notice the rooftops getting closer. Soon full buildings come into view. You have arrived at the town of Mulberry, a popular resting place for merchants traveling between the two kingdoms. You enter the village. As a servant of the king, you are welcomed with open arms. The townsfolk wish to host a party for you to celebrate your attempt at bringing peace to the kingdoms. You feel rather tired, but you want to be hospitable. Will you join them? Why not? The feast is fantastic, and you fill your belly. The local blacksmith warns you about the bridge leading over the river. It is unstable and not safe to cross. He tells you to head a bit further down the riverside to a stone bridge. Early morning comes and you rise with the sun. You head out and soon come to a river. You walk across the shore, looking for a bridge to use. You note how strong the current gets as you go further upstream. Suddenly, you spot a young boy trapped in the current. Do you save him? Let's say no. You are on an important quest, and not even a minute can be spared. One life is nothing compared to the hundreds of thousands your letter could save. You ignore his cries and press forward. You eventually reach a bridge. It's made of wood and rope and looks pretty strong. The water below you is rushing at unbelievable speeds. Froth is shooting over rocks. Falling in it would spell certain doom. The warning you heard before rings in your ears. You know better than to test fate with this bridge. You make your way further up the river until it reaches a waterfall. A stone bridge spans from shore to shore, and you cross it without incident. You soon reach the gates of Costella and are brought before the king. You deliver your message and are greeted with kindness. You have brought peace to the kingdoms. So as you can see, with our text-based adventure, we were able to make a game where everything could happen. As you can see here, this is all the code that my group was able to do, and they did an excellent job with it. Every choice is one that affects you in the game. For example, should you choose to go south instead of north and head back home, you end the journey before it even begins. You head back home and abandon your quest. Without your peace treaty, the two kingdoms break off the negotiations and go to war. The game has ended. Reset. So, for every button there is, we have outcomes for each of them. Whether on the directions you take, whether on the decisions you make. It's what we all wanted with our game. We reduced it to essentially a nice, simple, text-based adventure that we think is fun and works for everyone.